Good afternoon, and you are welcome to Creative Art Virtual Class. Our strand for today is visual art. The substrand is planning, making, and composing, and we will look at drawing and footage. Drawing. Drawing is the art or technique of producing images on a surface or a support, usually paper, by means of marks, usually of ink, graphite, pencil, charcoal, or crayon. I think we had discussion on art forms not long ago, and we've talked about drawing before, so we all know what drawing is. And every artist uses tools and material in his or her drawing. I earlier on mentioned a support in the definition, and a support in art refers to the surface on which artworks are made. The surface on which artworks are made. Examples are paper, walls, leather, skin, plywood, and etc. I think you can add some to it. Tools. Tools is a term we most often hear of. Tools. And tools refers to the items used to create artworks. The items used to create artworks. And then the common tool for drawing is pencil. Examples of drawing tools. We have pencil, pen, marker, charcoal, chalk, brush, etc. And I know all these tools here are familiar to you. Let's also talk about materials. Materials refers to the items used to create or produce artwork and forms part of the work. Materials refers to the items used to create or produce artwork and forms part of the work. So materials are also items used to create artwork, but here it forms part of the work. The material forms part of the final work that you make. Examples of materials for drawing are, we have paper, sketchbook, poster color, ink, cardboard, canvas, and then etc. You can add some to it. Let's move on to talk about footage. Footage, it is the technique of obtaining an impression of the surface texture of material such as wood by placing a piece of paper over it and rubbing it with a soft pencil or crayon. And footage is the act of rubbing to create a texture. This one is very short and simple. Footage is the act of rubbing to create a texture. So if you rub your pencil over paper, when you have object beneath the paper, you end up with some fairly interesting shapes and textures. These are some of the examples, and I know these works are familiar to you. This a footage of a coin, and a very beautiful design here, also created by footage. These are samples of footage. These are all samples. I think this is a leaf, so you can create a footage of a leaf, and then other items. Any surface with a rough texture you can use to make your footage. All these ones are so beautiful. And let's watch a short video on how to make a frottage.
Using the Academy sketching pencil, I'm going to use the frottage technique. This involves actually blending the colour over an object on the paper. So I've got my leaf, I'm going to place the paper over it. Now I can just feel the leaf through the paper, and you can always check by lifting the paper up. Then using the pencil on its side again, I'm using a 6B pencil, I'm going to gently create a rubbing. You can see where the object is. Gently press firmly but gently with the flat of the pencil. You'll see the image, it's like magic, just appears. It's a fabulous technique. And there's our shape, clearly on the paper. Any marks that you have beyond the boundary, you can remove with an eraser.
So this will bring us to the end of our lesson. Thank you for joining the class, and I believe you can all try the practical work of the frottage you just watched. Get your sketchbook and pencils and try something. Get rough texture and try to create the frottage of it. Stay blessed and see you next week. Bye bye.